Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Chestnut channel. If you're not coming back, then welcome for the first time. We've taken a lot of directions here on the Chestnut channel, and we found yet another exciting topic for you and for us. That's why we love it so much here. Um, that of traditional folk music and what's being done in New England specifically to preserve it. With us is Alex Cumming. He's an artist that's, hello, Alex. He's
Hello.
been working here in the music industry for I think he's been here about 10 years. And he's fit right in New England scene of our cultural traditions and the preservation of the music that goes along with those. And so thanks so much for being here, Alex.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure, a pleasure. Thank you.
Indeed. Now we have a lot to talk about. I know you're going to be up in Vermont at the end of this month. It's August 1st. We're talking in August 24th. You're going to be up at Quechee, Vermont, with some other artists, and we like
Yes.
to talk about what you do and the music that you play.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the Queechee Highland Games, which is going to be absolutely fantastic.
Yes.
I think in date of recording this, 22 days, so not too far away. And that's I mean, what they do there is fantastic in terms of celebrating the Scottish and Celtic cultures, and
Right.
it's a really fun day. Oh yeah, you're wearing the shirt. You are
I am. I
way
had
more on
to
brand than I am.
had to do adjusting here a little bit,
That's
folks. Yep,
beautiful.
that's right.
Um, and I'm gonna be at the Queechee Highland Games with an organisation I work for called Revels North, which is based in the Upper Valley in New Hampshire, in Lebanon, New
Mhm.
Hampshire. It's an organisation that is based on the a year-round organisation based on helping celebrate and preserve um, traditional arts, music, dance, storytelling, all of that realm of things. The organisation is probably most known for its Christmas and its midwinter revels shows.
Okay.
We're a year-round organisation, and one of those things is coming out to places like the Queechee Highland Games, and for that we will have a booth there with some traditional dance things that you can check out. And I'll also be calling and leading a Ceilidh, a Scottish Ceilidh, for all the family in the afternoon at the Queechee Games as well, because
Uh,
dance is a huge part. And like the whole multi generational idea,
right.
and dance is such a huge part of these traditions that we love so much.
Right. That's fantastic. It really is, Alex. There's so many things people try at these events. They try to make sure there's things for children, and there's always things for adults, of course, but there's probably not too many that they can both participate in, certainly. They can watch everything together, but participate in together, that's a nice,
That's
sort
exactly,
of a
and
great
that's
thing.
one of the amazing things about Ceilidh dancing, about contra dancing, barn dances, square dancing. There are so
Oh,
many of these which can
yeah.
be done in a family friendly setting where all these different generations can dance together and have, because that's what this traditional folk music is music of the people. And if we can come together as a whole community in these multi generations and just have fun together no matter your age, it's just magical. And that's why I love calling dances so much in these sort of like family settings, because it's just there's nothing more exciting and magical really.
Right. It's also healthy, I might imagine. I might mention.
Oh yeah, I this
It's very cardio friendly and out in the sunshine as well. It will be a Queechee at least.
yeah, in
You know
Crete it
what?
will be out in the sunshine. In some places you can do it with air conditioning. It's very fancy these days.
Well, at least it's still exercise then,
Yeah,
Alex.
oh yeah, definitely. This is definitely one of my main exercises for sure. Except
Right.
when I'm playing or calling for them, in which case I can't dance as much. But I try to get to as many as I can that I'm not running.
Right. I
Yeah.
recently watched some of the things about that Rebel North has done. The Wassel song, I watched that, Alex,
Oh,
and
fantastic.
and a
Yeah.
few other things involving an apple tree and a ritual
Yeah.
around that, and that's one of the things you're preserving. That was a wonderful thing, and really a whole performance, folks, is what it is. You should take a look at.
Oh,
Is it
that's wonderful.
rebelsnorth.org?
Rebelsnorth.org, yeah. And in that kind of idea of, you know, preserving the traditions, sort of like teaching these different folk traditions,
Yep.
In September, we're kicking off another program of our Revels Kids program, which is really
Oh,
exciting. Which is, you kind of think of like a theatre camp or a theatre school. It's in that kind of idea, but it's teaching traditional theatre and traditional dance and traditional
okay.
song and
Right.
music to ages 7 to 12, and that happens from starts in September and goes through until a special performance in December. And it's a really cool thing. We've had a lot of kids over the years participating in this program, and it gets the younger generations really excited about these traditions, but also gives them, the way we run these programs is, it's obviously we're teaching. We've got a lot of amazing staff, knowledgeable teachers on the program,
Yep.
but apart all of it is about learning about the traditions, but then making it your own and giving the newer generations ownership of the traditions, because that's one of the things we love about traditional music so much, is that it has a lot of history, but it one of the key pictures of traditional music, that it is always evolving,
Okay.
and each generation and new people take take their own messages and their own excitement out of these traditions. And so having the younger generations doing that and taking ownership and exploring the folk dance music and song is just really quite exciting. And so yeah, you
Right.
should check that out on our website too. There's more information there.
Yeah, thank you. I see your point. I think if something was inscribed in stone, like a headstone, it wouldn't, if it wasn't evolving, you wouldn't be able to preserve it. You wouldn't have people wanting to participate in it as much if they couldn't, well, modify it to their own means here and there and that kind of thing. I
Exactly.
see
I
what you
mean,
mean.
a great example is you can go from something as traditional as like a pipe band, with bagpipes and all, pipe and drums,
Yeah,
and then you can go to something crazy like Dropkick Murphys. All considered folk and traditional in their own way, but so very different. And that's
right.
because it's evolved and it adapts to people's wants and love. And that's why traditional music is so magical, and you can
Sure.
take so much from it.
Right. Yeah, and there's a lot of smearing over. I might use that word here and there sometimes. Someone asked me about the hornpipe dance, for instance, Alex. You probably know about that. I'm not very versed on that, but what was that? What was that doing at Burns Night was the question. Why was that? That kind of thing. That doesn't belong there, and they were pretty serious about that. And I, I've seen it here and there, and it's usually included. It's in a dance studio. This is what one of the things that they do,
Hmm.
and it came along with bagpipe music. At least today it does.
Yeah, I mean, there's all these different dance traditions. They start in one place, they evolve and come over. I mean, like, so as you can probably tell by my accent, I'm neither from Vermont, where I live now, nor am I from Scotland. I'm from the south of England originally, though I have a very Scottish name. Um, but the dance traditions in England and Scotland and Wales and Ireland as well, and actually in Brittany as well,
Okay.
and of course that part of Europe, all share a lot of similarities.
Hmm.
They've evolved in a similar way, or like someone may have visited England or Scotland once and then took it over to another place and said, "We got this dance, we like this dance," and then it's evolved.
Right.
So it's a wonderful melding pot of very similar evolution and very different at the same time, which is
Sure.
why they make really, yeah, it's just really fascinating to explore.
Right. I know some of the dances make me think of there were times, of course, uh, years ago, and it still happens that when you wanted to get the young people together so they could meet each other, right? You gather in a village or gather for some kind of a dance, and some of these dances, right, the men would line up on one side, the women the other. They sort of come out and this is how they met, correct? That kind of a thing. Sometimes
There was
for the year
yeah,
it'd be one time.
often traditionally in rural communities for sure, like back in the day, like a
Yep.
hundred years ago plus, and that was also magical because those were the days where there wasn't electricity in these places, and so you would have these musicians
Oh, yep.
acoustically in the room, like a solo fiddler or someone like that who just knows a bunch of tunes, who would just play for these dances. And
Right.
that idea of and these communities would come together rurally, and they would know a lot of these dances as well, and so they'd have a repertoire of dances as a community as well. It was
Okay.
very cool. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, we think of we're filming something in the safari. Oh, that's a mating dance they're doing or whatever. But this is what it, right?
It's social. It's totally social.
Social. We'll use the word social then.
We
That's a
didn't
little
we didn't
that's a little,
we didn't
little
have
change.
TVs or radio or anything back in the day. Then so
Right.
what you would be doing is entertaining as a community, and you get together and do plays and do dances and play music and sing songs. It's
Yes.
pretty. Yeah, and we still do it now. The pandemic was a real fine example of how much we all realized we needed that in our lives as well. Like the
Mhm.
sense of community and music or dance or that kind of community building really made us realize how much we missed it and how much it is important in everybody's lives, even for people who didn't realize that. Just having that sense of community in the arts is just unbelievably important.
It certainly is. Now, a little bit away from the dancing part of it.
Yeah.
I'm somewhat fascinated by I'm going to say it wrong, probably a sea shanty.
Oh yes. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
genre. I know you have a piece called Boston Harbor with,
Oh yeah.
but can you talk a little bit what I just said? Sea shanty. I say it wrong. Sea chanty, shanty.
Oh,
What?
shanty. Yeah, I mean, there's different spellings of it, and
Okay.
you could debate about how to spell it for years and
Okay.
years. But I won't go into that. But the idea of the traditional shanty was that it was used as a work song.
Oh. Oh, okay.
So thinking about people rowing or people pulling on ropes on big sail ships,
Yep.
it would be the way to keep people in time, so everything would happen on time.
Oh,
And so
yeah.
you would have these call and response songs. Boston Harbor is actually a sea song, not necessarily in quite the shanty realm, but you'd have these call and response songs like in South Australia I was born, heave away, haul
Ah.
away in
Okay.
South
Yep.
Australia. And so you'd have someone on a ship who was there as the shanty man or the
I
person
see.
leading the rhythm and the call and response, so people will be able to do their jobs in rhythm and sort
Hmm.
of make the mechanics work really well, which is
Huh.
kind of fascinating. And then obviously because song traditions evolve, these became used for different jobs and different things, and so different rhythms and different
Yep.
responses were needed. And then also they became songs that sailors and people who were working just wanted to sing, and because they then started evolving out of the work songs realms, rhythm was different, and so
Hmm.
it's another fine example of how traditional music can evolve and adapt to its situations. It can go from being a
Right.
very rhythmic work song to being a stunning sea-based slow ballad. And
Right.
it's pretty cool.
Absolutely. And to think that I'm just talking now, in 2024 about the kind of a genre that would have been, well, you're talking about songs that would have been commonplace back in the times of Moby Dick,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
that kind of
exactly.
thing when that novel takes place, and we're talking about today because of preservation and of evolution, like you say.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
wonderful.
and because of the type of song the sea shanty is, with this call and response or these sort of like heavy on their refrain lines and choruses, they've become
Yeah.
really popular now because they're so participatory. So they're
Ah,
really good for community song singing because they're easy to pick up on and they have so many parts you can repeat in, and you can harmonize really well because the melodies make sense. There was during the pandemic, I think in 2020, there was this huge online resurgence of sea shanties, and there were people making videos online, and it became like this global sensation
yep.
with the sea shanty, and that's because of all those things, because it is so catchy with a good rhythm and
Hmm.
easy to join in with. And there's lots of people who wouldn't necessarily be into folk music know some traditional sea shanties, which is wonderful. It's great when
Right.
when things break out into different realms.
Now, so Lebanon, New Hampshire is where Revels North is based.
It is, yeah. We've been based there for a few years now, but this year, this September, actually, Revels North will be opening its brand new centre, the Revels North Centre for Traditional Arts, which is
Okay.
really exciting. We've got a new place in downtown Lebanon,
Nice.
right off the green, in central Lebanon, New Hampshire, and it's got a beautiful space with a dance floor we've put in to be able to host dance classes, and we'll be hosting music classes. and chorus, and the Rebels kids will be there, as I mentioned before. And so we're hoping, to build up its presence as a place for people to go for participating in the traditional arts. At the moment we're focusing very much on the dance and song side of it, but hoping then to grow it out to celebrating much wider ranges of traditional arts from many cultures, which is really exciting.
Right. Yep. Now I see a lot more performance art than I expected. It's akin to what maybe I'm saying this wrong, but a local drama club, the whole neighborhood's involved, the community's involved in this. It's a huge
Oh,
production,
yeah.
stage production.
Oh
Some
yeah,
of them.
in December we're very known for our big stage shows.
Okay.
So in the year round we do a lot of community based programming, like community dances and workshops,
All right.
and attending events like the Queechy Highland Games, which we've talked about, and sort of bringing the joy of traditional arts to other places, and running special workshops and events.
Sure.
But in December, we're very known for doing our big midwinter show, which is a huge stage production, which is a proper exciting show celebrating different cultures or points in history every year, and a different theme happens every year. And it's one of the best mixes between community and professional theatre. Because we have professional musicians and actors come in who work with a cast of amateur people as
Hmm.
well, and so it's this perfect marriage, and it's incredible sets and lighting, and yeah, it just tells tales all based around our folk traditions, which is
Right.
magic, and it tells these folk tales and these important stories of people from history, or tales of different cultures. It's really magical. And
It is.
this happens every year at the Lebanon Opera House. This year, though, is not happening due to many situations, including financial situations. Because as you can imagine, putting on a big show like that costs a
Right.
crazy amount of money. So we're giving it a rest this year, so then we can make sure we go full on production again next year.
Okay.
But it's magical because there's very few chances you get to put something like this, like traditional music and celebrating traditional arts from around different cultures, into a theatre setting like that. That's
Right.
suitable for the whole family. And it's been an institution for 50 years in the Upper Valley now. The revels
Really?
in December. It used to happen at the Hopkins Centre until 2019 when it moved to the Lebanon Opera House.
Okay.
And so it's a thing that people celebrate and come to from all over the Upper Valley and beyond. Um, and for me it's an honor. I'm the artistic director at Revels North now, and it's an honor to be able
Mhm.
to sort of continue that legacy through teaching the Rebels kids and putting on these productions, but also for doing this year round work as well, because it's a very magical organization which has community at its heart. This
Yes.
none of this music, none of this dance, none of these traditional arts would be anything if it wasn't for community, and that's what pulls the whole thing together. Community first, really. It's so important, and we have an amazing community with Revels North that is continuously changing and growing, and everyone's invited to come and participate in some of our things that we have coming up. We host sings as well. We've got some plans coming up for some pub sings and some more community
Oh,
dances.
great.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah. You're certainly doing a lot of
so
important
yeah,
work.
and most of all, it's fun. That's the important thing. Like, it's important, but it's just about having fun alongside building community and learning. Education on all this is so important. But if it's not fun, to be part of the community, then there's no point. So have happy times with the music and celebrate it, and have fun. That's so important.
Yes, we try to run that parallel here on the Touchstone channel also. And speaking of which, we can't wait to meet you up at Queechee at the end of the month. And the Kaylee's going to be a great thing to see. I can't wait for that part, Alex.
Oh, it's going to be great. And so the Queechy Games, I learned that Cumming is the celebrated clan for this year, which makes me very
Yes,
happy.
indeed it is.
An absolutely wonderful accidental booking, but I am down with it.
Oh,
And
oh,
so the Kaylee is the Kaylee is going to happen straight after the parade of clans, which is really really fun.
Oh, good.
So everyone will be parading up into the center of the games, and then we'll have the Kaylee there. So I'm gonna have already paraded and celebrating my clan. Clan Cumming, our motto is courage. So everyone's gonna have the courage to dance and have fun straight afterwards. You know, it's gonna be really fun.
Oh, fantastic. Now,
Yeah.
now we've been talking a lot about music. Can we hear a little bit of what we're gonna can expect to see at Queechee? What do you think?
Oh sure. Now here's my trusty accordion here, if you'd like.
Lovely.
So
Whatever you want.
I'll be calling the Kaylee at Queechee. But we'll have music from two incredible musicians. We'll have Jamie Laval, internationally renowned Scottish fiddler, and guitarist Eamon Sefton as well.
Okay, great.
So they'll be playing the music. But for now, I would sing you one of my favourite songs that you're welcome to join in with the chorus if you're watching.
Sure.
It's a Scottish song called Billy Taylor. It's just one of my favourite songs at the moment, and it has a cracking tune to go with it as well. So enjoy this. Billy Taylor was a sailor, he was courting a fair lady, but instead of getting married, he was sent unto the sea. But his bride soon followed after, under the name of Richard Carr. Lily-white fingers, long and slender, covered all in pitch and tar. Forty roly ride-um-derry, 40 roly ride-um-day, 40 roly ride-um-derry, 40 roly ride-um-day. She dressed herself in sailor's clothing, oh, but she was a bonny young man. She set sail upon the ocean, all aboard the Mary Ann. The storm blew up upon the water, she'd been there among the rest. The wind blew off her silver buttons and appeared a snow-white chest. Forty roly ride-up-derry, 40 roly ride-up-derry, 40 roly ride-up-derry, 40 roly ride-up-derry. Well, said the captain, my dear lady, what misfortune brings you here? I'm in search of my true lover, whom you pressed the other year. Well, said the captain, my dear lady, can you tell me that young man's name? Some do call him Billy Taylor, William Taylor is his name. 40 roly ride-up-derry, 40 roly ride-up-day, 40 roly ride-up-derry, 40 roly ride-up-day. Well, if Billy Taylor's your true lover, then he's proved untrue to you. He's got married to another, left you here alone to rue. But rise ye early in the morning, early at the break of day, and there you'll spy young Billy Taylor walking out with his lady gay. So she rose early in the morning, early at the break of day. There she spied young Billy Taylor walking out with his lady gay. Gun and pistol she demanded, gun and pistol by her side. There she shot young Billy Taylor walking out with his new made bride. 40 roly ride-up-derry, 40 roly ride-up-day, 40 roly ride-up-derry, 40 roly ride-up-day, 40 roly ride-up-derry, 40 roly ride-up-day, Billy Taylor. There we go.
Very nice, very nice. That was wonderful. I must say, you really do. Your voice is, to me, is great for that genre and everything. I mean, I know there's a certain, to me, I don't know if I want to call it resonance
You
or
know,
what you call it, but
for me, what I think is magic about traditional music is it can adapt and be with anybody's voice, which is really
okay,
nice. You can find the songs, and you can find things that you can make it your own and suit your own voice. So there's plenty of songs that I would sing that wouldn't suit me because it doesn't sound right in my voice or the lyrics are not right. But the magic of traditional music is it can sound magical in anybody's voice, and so I appreciate your comment too. Though that's very lovely. Thank you.
well, I would almost say you're. I mean, I know I was watching you, of course, which is a different thing somewhat,
Yeah,
but I would almost say your voice acts the. Well, it has to. I know that. I'm not a singer, but I'm not a musician. Acts the story. You're acting
yeah.
the
I mean that's
story, and it
the
was, she's surprised, or this or that, or we're sorry for her almost, or this or that. I kind of went through a lot of emotions there all during that. It was
yeah.
great.
I mean that's another magical thing about traditional music that I think many people love so much is because the storytelling is so good, right? And
Right.
I love you love something to sink your teeth into and a good story. And there's so many traditional songs that does that, and there's so much traditional theatre that does that, and surprisingly, there's dances that do that too. It's a good story. It's we all latch onto it in whatever way we do, whether it's through audiobooks or podcasts or real books or but you can't beat a good story from a song. I love it.
Right. And it also really portrayed a place. I saw a ship, I saw a dock, or I saw
Hmm.
her hands with tar. She's disguising herself, correct? And that
Yeah,
kind of thing. And
exactly.
I saw all that happening from your voice and the words and
And
the performance.
a fun thing about the version of that song, of that version of Billy Taylor, so many songs, versions of that song, Billy Taylor or William Taylor. You can search them online.
Okay.
This particular version is really fun because, like most of the other versions, it doesn't finish with a verse at the end or a couple of verses at the end giving you like morals or anything. It just finishes with her taking action. And not that I suggest anyone go out shooting, but the imagery that adds to that song is
Mm.
brilliant. And there's not as many folk songs with a powerful woman as the kind of main character, and so that's another reason it's such a cool song. And just the way the words, like you said, the words work so well that it just paints the imagery so nicely.
It really
Yeah.
does. Now that's Billy Taylor. Will that be on your new album,
It's actually
Homecoming?
not on my new album. It's on an old album I did with a fiddler called Nicola Beasley, and you can search for Alex Cumming and Nicola Beasley. I think the album's called Across the Water. But yeah, I do have a new album out now called Homecoming, which we talked a
Okay.
little bit about Boston Harbor earlier.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that features on there as well. I'll have some of those albums with me probably at the Queechy Games as well, um, which would be really nice. But that was a really fun project, and that was sort of marrying my love of um, traditional folk song with dance tunes as well. And so I got two of my favorite musicians from the folk dance world play for Contras and Kayleys,
Yeah.
called Max Newman and Audrey Jaber, a fiddler and a guitar player, who are absolutely amazing. And so and sort of mixed them into the world of folk song as well. And it was such a fun album to make, and I hope you all get to check it out.
Yes. And you mentioned Jamie Laval and Eamon Sefton. I'm hoping
Yeah.
to speak. I'm hoping to speak to both of them before the Queechy Games as well.
Oh yeah, they're fantastic, and you definitely check them out. I mean, the best way to check them out, honestly, of course, will be coming to the Queechy Highland Games,
That's
because
right.
I believe there'll be concerts. They're playing for the dance, and I think they're also running some sessions and workshops. Both of them, Jamie and Eamon. So it's definitely worth checking out and going hang out and sort of learning all the knowledge you can from them.
Wow. Yeah, this is really one of a kind, folks. If you're saying to yourself, "Oh, I've never been to a Scottish festival before," certainly come to Queechy as well. But this is what Alex is talking about in the in-depth uh, day of music and different things happening at Queechy this year. It really is a one of a kind in my mind, and I've been at the games and festivals in New England for 20 years almost. And this is certainly a gem of a day in Queechy, Vermont on the 24th of August that I hope to be repeated. but I've
Yeah,
never seen happen before. So this is fantastic.
it's exciting, and it's we're talking more about the music side, but obviously it's the Highland Games, so there's
Yes.
the traditional athletic
Yes,
competitions that happen.
of course.
Often happening, you have sheepdog demonstrations as well. You have Highland dancing as well.
Well said. Yes.
It's quite, and then obviously I think there's often a pipe competition. There's the clans. It's a very, even though it's all based on tradition, it's a very varied event and something for everybody, and definitely for the whole family, which is really exciting.
Yes. Spoken like a true Cumming Klansman,
I know.
Alex.
I
Thank
mean,
you.
I have to celebrate it this year because we're the Clan of Honor. So,
That's right. I'll tell you a little story about their clan and my own when we'll save that for Queasy.
yeah, sounds great. Can't wait.
It's not all family, but I made a video about it in detail. Actually, it's a story. It's on my Touchdown channel here. You can take a look at it
Oh,
all.
fantastic.
Um, yeah, so this has been good. Like I say, I'm going to get Jamie. I'm already on email with and Eamon Sufton, and there's going to be another group there. Is it Vermont?
Oh,
Um,
the Vermont Folklife Center.
yes, thank you. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
they are
Yep.
fabulous, fabulous people, and they're bringing one of the things they're doing at the games is bringing an instrument petting zoo with them, which is very exciting. If you've not experienced one of those, it's a chance for everybody of all ages to try out these different instruments, more
Yes.
conventional and some more traditional as well. And
Thank you. Yes.
it's an absolute racket, but an absolute joy at the same time.
Oh, this is such a good idea. I saw on
Yeah,
their website they've got this little part that says the IPZ, and I said, "What's an IPZ?" Because you're supposed to say that when you see that logo.
yeah,
What Alex just said? Instrument petting zoo. So I guess
yeah.
it's a lot of string instruments and some others, and
Oh, lots of different. Even I
you can
think
go and play with the instruments.
I
Is
know
what it is.
you can make your own instant band, whether you can play an instrument or not.
Right. No experience necessary. But yeah, this is what an idea this is, and I can't
I know it's
just.
great. Yeah.
Uh, And yeah, Vermont Folk Life. Ian Drury is a gentleman
Hmm.
that's involved with Vermont Folk Life. So just another part of Queechee Vermont's games on the 24th of August.
Indeed. Yeah.
QueecheeGames.org, and you can find Alex's music, alexcummingmusic.com.
Hmm. And you can find
Um,
out more about Revels North and our programming at revelsnorth.org as well.
right. Yeah, those are wonderful performances I saw on stage there,
Mm.
and I hope you're all able to continue what you do, and congratulations on your new building.
Oh, it's very exciting, and yep, programs are for the fall are looking really exciting, and then the dates are in the diary for the big December show for next year, so we can't wait. Yeah.
Right. So you're an all New England encompassing organization.
Hmm.
This is not just New Hampshire, right?
No, well, we cover the Upper Valley and a little bit beyond, so New Hampshire and Vermont and the expanded area. I live in Brattleboro, Vermont, so it expands at least an hour away.
Right.
Yeah.
And Vermont folk life is a little bit different than not as much arts, I think. I'm going to find out about that myself too.
Oh, they're
So,
wonderful. They do some incredible work for the younger generations too. So definitely worth checking them out. Thank you so much for having me. I
oh,
appreciate
you're
it.
welcome, Alex. Alex Cumming, he'll be at Queechee, Vermont on August the 24th for the Queechee Games. And he's shown us quite a bit of musical knowledge and historical knowledge and and why these traditions should be preserved. And thank you for doing that, Alex.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
All right, we'll see you in a few weeks in Vermont.
Woo!
All right. Touch not, everyone.